Good morning, Starshines! My name is DH, my pronouns are they, them, and I play cozy games and also make a bunch of stuff, and I haven't been around for a while, so hopefully you've been looking for this video. I just want to let you guys know what I've been up to, what's going on with me, what's going on with my family, and is this Vlogmas? No, it's not really Vlogmas. Am I going to do a video every day in December? No. Am I still going to tag it as Vlogmas to get more views? Absolutely I am. So I do want to do a few more of these little catch-up videos. I have missed you guys. I've missed my community so much. If you're not familiar with what I do, I am a small content creator. I mostly stream live on Twitch, or at least I did. I started back in April of this year, and as of this recording, I have 117 followers on Twitch, so a very small content creator. For some of you, this might be the first time that you're actually seeing my face. Usually it's just my voice on stream and then one of my various animals that hangs out with me. I stream cozy games, and then on Monday nights we had a crafting chat, which was probably one of the highlights of my week. So, with me, as always, is Toot. You may recognize Toot from my streams as well as both my spouse and my mod, and of course my biggest supporter lately. So that's who I am, and where have I been? Well, my health got poor. I mean, my health has been poor for about a year and a half now. It's not something that I like to talk about a lot on stream, or on video in this case, mainly because when I talk about it, it sounds like I'm making it up or being dramatic or just making things seem worse than they are, but it's not great. I have long COVID, which has resulted in damage to my lungs. I have internal tremors. I deal with the possibility of fainting or seizures on a daily basis. You know, migraines, fatigue, muscle weakness, muscle aches, all that kind of stuff. 2 years ago, well, I was a PSW, which is a nurse aide. That's what they're called in many places in the States. It's a very active, very physical job. And of course, once I came down with the long COVID, I was no longer able to do that job. So I'm not able to work. I'm not able to drive. I am not able to cook most days. I use a walker and a cane to get around. I used to run 5Ks, and now I use a walker. So it's been a rough year and a half. But like I said, I don't like to talk about how bad it is a lot on stream. You're going to get a little view of that through these videos, because I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on in my life and just kind of what's going on around us and with our family. This is early. She really wants to cuddle right now, so we're going to do a little cuddle. But yeah. So basically my health got to the point where it's uncomfortable, and then it became difficult, and then it became just outright impossible for me to basically speak for 2 to 3 hours at a time. I do have lung damage. It results in shortness of breath. And I was so tired after streams. I could barely speak. I could barely function. It became incredibly physically taxing for me. My health is starting to improve somewhat now. I have a little bit of a post-viral cough, so I'm going to try and cut those out of this video. But these videos, I'm looking for like 10-15 minutes. I can do them in little tiny chunks when I'm ready. It's not talking for several hours at a specific time. I can do them when I'm ready, when I have the energy, when I am able to speak. And I'm not going to set myself any kind of schedule with them. So you might see one in a couple of days, you might see one in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I've missed you guys. I've missed my community so much. We have a little Discord community. I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. All of my social links can be found over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/thecozydh. The links to the Discord and the coffee and the Etsy and the Instagram, which I don't actually use anymore because, again, I have very, very limited energy. So yes, what are these videos? You're going to see a little bit of my daily life. I'm going to do some crafting updates. You're going to get some animal footage of our large menagerie. And if you guys have any questions for me, please leave them down below. I would love to answer them. Questions about what's going on in my life, questions about what's going on with our family, questions about long-term disability, questions about crafting. If you're working on a project and you need some input, I love to help out with that. You can leave it down below and I will try to answer any questions in the next video. So let's start off with finished objects. So I finished quite a few things in November. I'm not going to show all of them because some of them are Christmas gifts, so you might get some pictures after Christmas. The first thing is my Good Guys pullover, which has been on the needles a very long time, since last October, I believe. It is my Chucky-inspired raglan sweater. I hope you're seeing footage of it now. I'm sorry about the quality of the light in the footage, but you should be seeing some footage of it now. It is striped. I made it out of Hobby Amigo in many different colors. I tried to replicate as closely as I could the colors of Chucky's costume from the Child's Play movies. It's so comfortable. I love wearing this. It's got a slight... I'm wearing it right now. It's got a slight balloon sleeve, which was intentional. The first time I did the sleeve, I did them way too tight, and I just didn't care for the fit at all. So the second time, I didn't do any decreases whatsoever until I reached the cuff. So they've got a nice balloon cuff feel. I pretty much winged the pattern. I used Tin Can Knits' flax pattern just for the initial setup to see the proportions of how many stitches should be for the front, the sleeves, and the back. Other than that, it's just a standard raglan. I did it in the round. It is incredibly cozy, incredibly comfy. There are no really other details about it that I wanted to let you guys know. The second finished object, also very, very exciting, is my DJ Music Man pullover. So going on a theme here, horror themed pullovers. DJ Music Man, again, I started it last year. And then I restarted it again in March of this year because I wasn't happy with how it was going. So this has been a long time whip, mainly because I ran out of yarn. When I got the yarn in, it took me about 5 days to finish it, or something like that. It was not a very lengthy process. So this is a drop shoulder pullover. I worked the sleeves first. I did them 2 at a time as one giant tube, which I then steeked, steeking is cutting your knitting into pieces. Color work is generally easier to do in the round than flat. And if I was to do it 2 at a time in the round, I would have had so many balls of yarn hanging off of my needles. So instead I did it in possibly the most convoluted way possible. Giant tube, steeked them, seamed them, they were too tight. Unpicked the seam, knit a white panel that I then inserted along the seam, knit another white panel along the top of the sleeve, which I actually didn't really need because once the drop sleeve construction, the way that the drop sleeve is constructed, the sleeve doesn't start here, it kind of starts here, and I had enough length, so it just kind of added an extra couple inches of coziness really, but it wasn't necessary. The body I worked just in the round until I got to the underarms, then split for the front and back. Back I worked straight. The front I worked straight until 3 inches before the end. And then I cast off some in the middle and did decreases up the side. So I got kind of a small circular neck opening. I then picked up stitches from this shoulder around to the other shoulder, so there was an overlapping collar, which I then knit up for 6 inches doing decreases so that the collar kind of did that crisscrossy thing, which I thought looked really cool. Side note, it actually kind of ended up looking like the newest Valorant agent's outfit, which was really interesting because that agent, ISO, came out right around the time that I was finishing this, and I was like, hey, I recognize that collar. So that was cool. So yeah, those are my two biggest FOs from November. I am so happy to have them off the needles. They are both so incredibly comfy. They actually live next to my desk. I have a little bin that has these two sweaters and my Binks hoodie from Loungefly, which is the commercial hoodie that I based the measurements of all of my finished pieces off of. The DJ Music Man hoodie could probably use another couple of inches of length, but I don't know if I care to go back and do that. It's super cozy as it is. It's just a little bit short. The other FOs that I have were all cross stitch. So I'm hoping I will get these in frame. I'm not doing another take. We're leaving it all in, pretty much. So the first one was a very long time whip. This is probably the biggest cross stitch piece I've ever finished. I don't know how well that's going to show up, but this is the snake and lavender. If it doesn't show up well, I'll just put in a couple pictures. This is the snake and lavender wreath from Wild Bluebell Patterns on Etsy. It's absolutely gorgeous. Doing all these little like confetti stitches and back stitching for the wreath took forever, but I love the effect. It turned out so good. So this took me several months to do, like several months to do. After I finished that, I started a new stitch that took me less than a week. And that's this one, the Forest Pentacle. I do not remember the name of the store. I will put it on the screen here. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. It's called Forest Pentacle, which it's a star. There's no circle around it, so it's not really a pentacle. I'm not sold on this frame. I might paint it black because I wanted to put this piece on my altar. I also subbed out the colors of the flowers. They were like a very light white with like kind of a mauve center and back stitching. So I subbed them out for that, this beautiful blue. Otherwise, incredibly quick stitch. There's only 5-6 colors in it. 5 colors? Yeah. So this piece is going to go on my altar, which is getting set up again this year. We've got a space for it, everything like that. And this is not my FO. This is Toot's FO. But she did this gorgeous piece for my altar. Again, I think I'm going to paint this hoop. These are just kind of cheap plastic hoops. I think we got them in a batch from Amazon. They are not great for actually stitching with, but they work fine for framing. So I think I'm going to paint this black as well. This is the Wheel of the Year. Again, I think it's from the Witchy Stitcher. Yes, I believe it's from the Witchy Stitcher. If it's not, it'll be on the screen below. But I love this piece. It's so pretty. It starts with Yule, goes to Imbolc, Ostera, Beltane, Litha, Lunasa, Mabon, and then we're around here into Samhain and back to Yule. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's a little piece of fluff on it right there. And around there. So these two pieces are going to go, they're going to kind of be the centerpiece of my altar. I'm thinking of doing another piece, but I haven't quite decided. I'm a little bit unsure. But these two pieces definitely are going to go on. I also finished a giant pile of dishcloths and, like I said, a few Christmas gifts. I was super productive in November. I also finished this pair of socks for my dad. My dad really likes hand knit socks. It's super cute. He always texts me when he wears them. It really makes me happy. So he got a pair of socks for his birthday. Moving on to whips. So I've got, I always have many. I only have 9 at the moment, which is amazing because if you were here for my last whip roundup, it was like 14 or 15. something like that. 13 maybe. Anyways, we're down to 9. I'm focusing on 3 right now. One of them is a new start, I know. And I am resisting the urge to cast on something new. I was pulling out some stuff for I was pulling out a box to put away yarn, and the box that I pulled out, the yarn on top was just like calling to me. It was like, you know, you want to work with us? We're going to make a beautiful sweater. It's going to take no time at all. Just cast us on. I'm trying to be very good. So, what am I working on? The first thing I'm working on, and you might have seen this before in a different state, but last December I started an Advent shawl, and it's kind of bunched up on the needles right now, so you can't really see it, but it's this beautiful triangular shawl. The pattern is from Telly Bean Knits. The pattern is called What Tomorrow Brings. So each section, there's 25 sections, and it's meant to be worked one section a day with 25 mini skeins of yarn, such as you would get in an Advent. I actually pulled solid cotton scraps from my stash and created like a rainbow up here. We're going to do another rainbow here, and then we're going to do a blue and purple gradient because I have lots more blues and purples than I have any other color. I only have like 2 oranges, but many blues. So I started this last year with the intention of finishing it in December. That did not happen. So I picked it up again in November, and I just finished day 14. It is currently the 2nd of December when I'm filming this. I'm going to try and get this video up tonight, but it is currently the 2nd of December. So the way it's worked out since I picked it back up is I actually have to do half a clue per day, and I'll be finished on December 24th. So that's the plan, is I do half a clue a day, which is about an hour of knitting, a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on the clue and how many stitches and that kind of thing. Like as you can see, this day would have been, 15 minutes, whereas this longer lace portion probably took a few hours, that kind of thing. So yeah, working on this half a clue a day will get me finished December 24th. So this is my first Advent project. Telly Bean Knits, or Stephanie Lotvin, fantastic designer. She released another Advent pattern this year called Grand Opening that I immediately fell in love with again, but I am being good. I am not casting it on right away, even though I probably have enough cotton scraps to create another 25-day kit. But maybe after I finish this one and I get a few more whips knocked off, I will do that, or I might kit it up and do it next year for Advent. Although by that point she will probably have yet another one that looks amazing. I'm kind of picky with my Advent projects. I don't like stuff that's just the same thing over and over and over for 24 days. This is perfect because every day is a little bit different. And it's such a joy to knit. So that's my first Advent project. And it's not connected to any yarn right now because I finished day 14, so I broke the yarn and I'm getting ready to join day 15. The other project that I'm working on a little bit every day is a new cast on. Arne and Carlos, who are very well-known Scandinavian designers, they're doing a mystery knit along. So they release 6 rows of this Christmas stocking every day during December. You do the toe first, so I did the toe. It took me like a couple of hours to do up the toe, and then each 6-row chunk takes me about 45 minutes to do. We're only on day 2, so this is what it looks like so far. It's going to be a full Christmas stocking in 3 colors. It's a lot of fun because the 6 rows takes 45 minutes to do. It's not a very intensive knit, and it's kind of fun waiting for the clue to drop and that kind of thing. I'm using Hobby Amigo for this, my beloved Hobby Amigo. Actually, leftovers from this sweater. You can tell that it's the same red, green, and white. But, you know, it works. It works. I had a weird number of leftovers from this sweater. I had a ton of white. I think I have like 5 balls of white and then 1 ball of everything else except the light blue. The light blue, I had like 30 grams left. I don't know. But the white I definitely overbought. And the green too. The green I had like an extra ball or so of. So yeah, so this is Arna and Carlos. I've been working on it a little bit every day. So you're going to see this grow 6 rows at a time. It's a lot of fun. I'm doing it with some other people from a Discord server. We're working through it together, which is, it's good. I like doing mystery knit-alongs when you have that sense of community. So my day, I do my Arna and Carlos. I do my half a What Tomorrow Brings, and then I'm going to work on a focus project until that's finished and then pick another focus project. So right now my focus project is caught on my cross stitch projects. So we're looking at my chicken scratch socks. As you can see, I have just barely started sock number 2. Sock number 1 is complete, totally complete. 32 rows of dip stitches. And I have just finished the 7th row on this boy, so I've got a ways to go. But it's a very fast knit. Once I actually pick it up and work on it, the pattern is easy to memorize, and even the dip stitches aren't that annoying. You just kind of have to do a few of them a few times. Sometimes you get the dip stitch right away, and sometimes you just do not. So that's the crafting plans. I wake up in the morning, I do my animal husbandry, make myself a coffee or a Diet Bepsis, work on my What Tomorrow Brings, and I'm usually done that by the time we start our day. The Arna and Carlos is released around 12, so I'll knit on my socks or play games or something else until the Arna and Carlos is released. Then I'll do the Arna and Carlos. And then I'll work on my socks for the rest of the day. I've got a couple of projects that I want to finish after the socks. So hoping for a really low-key, productive December in terms of crafting. I don't have any cross-stitch whips, and I don't have any crochet whips. It's all knitting right now. What else have we been up to? Video game-wise, I have played a little bit of Beacon Pines, but not a lot. Mainly because I do want to record the rest of the footage. I started recording it, we started playing it together on the channel, so I started recording it, and I do have some hours of footage that are going to be into a video that are going to go up in the YouTube channel eventually. So I wanted to record the rest of the gameplay, even without my talking over it, so I haven't really played that much because that requires a little bit more setup. I can't just like curl up in bed with the Switch and play it. So I played a little bit of Beacon Pines, but not a whole lot. Toot and I got super into Phasmophobia. Crazy into Phasmophobia. So for the longest time, I thought Phasmophobia was only mouse and keyboard, which I don't do very well. I've talked about this before on stream. It's an accessibility issue. It's very difficult for me to play mouse and keyboard games for longer than half an hour, 45 minutes. And I'm just not very good at them. Like, I don't have the right kind of coordination. But controller is quite easy for me. And Phasmophobia plays well on controller. So once we discovered this, we started playing a ton of Phasmophobia. I do not have any game footage for you because I'm playing a lot with Toot. And I just don't like recording us doing stuff together. However, I do have a few screenshots for you of what happens when Toot is left unsupervised while I am trying to find the ghost. So enjoy those. Toot is very good at Phasmophobia. She's very good. She's very good. I just kind of follow along and then die while she actually gets the ghost. The problem with me playing Phasmophobia is, again, it requires you to talk to your teammates, and I can't really talk for very long. You can tell right now I've been filming for, 15 minutes, and my voice is getting very croaky. I'm getting very short of breath, so I might take a little break, but I'm almost kind of through what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, so Phasmophobia, we played a lot of that, and now we are playing a lot of Fae Farm. Picked it up in the Black Friday sale. It is a really, really cute life sim Harvest Moon type game, but with a lot of magical elements. It gave me the same kind of vibes as Garden Witch Life, which we played together on the channel in early access, which I am so excited for. But it was kind of that immediate, like, oh my god, I love this game. So I've been playing a lot of that. Toot's been playing a lot of that. It's been a lot of fun. So yeah, Fae Farm, definitely check it out. And yeah, so that's what we've been playing lately. Reading, I haven't been doing much reading. Usually I do talk in my crafty chat streams. We have a little bit of a jab about what we've been reading, but I honestly haven't been doing much reading. I kind of did that thing where you start reading a book and then you kind of have to like slog through it, and then you stop reading it, but then you don't start reading anything else because you feel like you should be reading the thing you stopped. I did that with Dangerous Remedy by Kat Dunn. So yeah, I haven't really read anything. I do want to get back into it this month and into the new year. Find a way that is comfortable for me to read while also doing something with my hands, which is the big thing, of course, because I must always be doing something with my hands. I was in 2 book clubs this year, neither one of which I really kept up with, and I don't know, I think that's partially me and partially I didn't really like the books that the book clubs picked. This month's pick for one of them is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, which I've read before. I might read it again. It's a good book. I like it. I recommend it. But yeah, I haven't been really reading much. In terms of what we've been watching, mostly it's been gameplay on YouTube. Watching scripted television takes a lot of brains, and we just don't have it. So we've been watching replays of a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's, a lot of Lethal Company, and then we've been watching some unscripted TV like Sister Wives. I love Sister Wives. I know I shouldn't, but I love Sister Wives. And Kitchen Nightmares. Kitchen Nightmares and just Gordon Ramsay's series in general are such a comfort watch for me. If I can't sleep in the middle of the night and I have to get up, I am usually watching old episodes of Kitchen Nightmares at like 3 a.m. while I knit until I can fall asleep. So that's what we've been watching. If you do enjoy Lethal Company, it's this hilarious video game that has just exploded like recently and just recently came out. It's absolutely hysterical to watch. I'm gonna leave a link below to Moonphased Twitch channel. She played it on stream on Thursday, and it was hilarious. I had so much fun watching it. So definitely check that out if you want some laughs. She also does a good job of like actually playing the game. So if you've been watching some people mess around in the game and you're not quite sure how to actually play and win, definitely check out Moon's content as well. And as to what we've been doing, not much. We're both disabled. I know it's kind of, it's not depressing. I don't mind it. I've always been a bit of a homebody, but in terms of what we're doing, it's honestly not much. I recently left the house. I had to get a chest x-ray, which I'm still waiting on the results for. And we've been doing lots of cleaning and organizing and rearranging. We're trying this space that you see right now. I know it's been getting progressively darker as I've been talking, so I'm going to try and do the next one earlier in the day. This space here is our family room, which is a new space that we've set up kind of to just hang out and chill, relax. Toot has been doing a lot of work to make this a really cozy, amazing space for our family, and the cats love it. I'm really surprised that more of them haven't been in here to harass me, because there are usually at least 3 cats in here at any given time, if not more. So we've been doing that. We've been like rearranging the house, making it more functional for us, trying to clear up more space again in case I faint or have a seizure. The less stuff around for me to hit my head on, the better. You guys might get to see a little bit more of it as I film some footage. I'm probably not going to do a house tour anytime soon, but you might get to see the kitchen. I am planning on making some holiday cookies in the next couple of days, and I will take you along with me for that. But yeah, other than that, we've just been chilling, knitting, crafting, video games, watching stuff on YouTube, spending time with our animals, talking to our friends. That's how we spend our days. It's pretty quiet, but that's good. Quiet is good right now. I would prefer quiet over living in exciting times. So that's been the update, the Cozy DH and Toot update. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you stuck around until the end of the video. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions for us, if you liked the video, if you're happy to see me back, if you're surprised at what I look like, if you think I should get a haircut. The answer is yes, but if you think I should get a haircut, leave that down in the comments below. Follow me on Twitch, subscribe here on YouTube, check out all of my social links, and of course, if you would like, please come join us in the Discord. It's pretty quiet these days, but every day Toot posts a little daily sunshine to help keep you going. So that is it. I will see you guys in a few days. I'll see you in the Discord, and as always, I'll see you in my heart. All right, bye guys.